Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for some more of the Hong Kong Sevens. This one, a quarterfinal fixture between New Zealand and Argentina. Now, when these two sides play, it's pretty 50-50 as of late on the previous results, but it should be an exciting contest. New Zealand at this point of the competition, undefeated. Argentina, they have just had that one loss to the Fijians. New Zealand's lineup, though, Dylan Collier, Lewis Ormond, Sione Molia, Rohi McGarvey-Black, Rockily Soa, Leroy Carter, and Cody Vi, the youngster, has already scored himself 2 tries in his first 2 appearances. Didn't get himself one in the last game. We'll be looking for another one here. Then for the Argentines, it will be Alvarez, Luciano Gonzalez, Rodrigo Isgro, Gassion Raval, Azutsuk, Marcos Maneta, and Santiago Verafeld, the last man in their starting side. So this is a tough Argentinian team. And they've gone from strength to strength lately. They won Vancouver. They now want to win Hong Kong as well, making it back-to-back tournament golds. We have got there pushing like even before it started, says Nazi Williams, and also Ariana Dude sleeping, says Nazi. Not quite. We are awake now. Didn't wake up too long ago, though, to be honest. We did manage to get in about maybe 4 hours sleep somewhere along there. First a 15 stream sesh slanger. Yeah, although depending on whether or not George is available, we may have one less for Super Rugby Pacific. We may instead be doing some sevens during that time. It's still a little bit of a 50-50 of whether he is going to be around for that one for the Hurricanes versus Western Force. And also Go New Zealand, says Viniana. And quarterfinals almost there, says Hanoi. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So the winner of this game will go on to face the winner of France versus Spain. The loser of this game will face the loser of France versus Spain as well. But New Zealand decided to go with quite a bit of experience in the starting lineup with a couple names coming off the bench. We have got a new member on the channel, and that is Robert. Thank you very much, Robert, for becoming a member on there. You have now got exclusive access to emojis and whatnot, which one of them is a face of mine. One of them is a face of George, looking very sad. So depending on who you're going for in this matchup, you will have to use that sad or the happy face. And now Marcos Maneta and his Los Pumas will be starting with this ball in hand, kicking it off. And they managed to get it beautifully. Rodrigo Isgro has been absolutely fantastic when it comes to being able to swap back those kickoffs. I believe he did it about maybe 3 times up against the Samoans. Leroy Carter trying to run around the outside. All injury here. I'm not too sure who that is. I think that is Humain Schultz, but he may have taken a knock on the bridge of the nose. Didn't look too comfortable at all there. Now, no, Rohi McGarvey-Black goes across to Kuria Rokalisa. A pass on the outside to Sione Molia. Now it is going to be a big run down the wing from Brady Rush. Offloads back into the field of players. It was a great tackle made by Luciano Gonzalez. Go New Zealand, go, says Rakesh. Now ball passed across to the left-hand side. Lewis Ormond. Now, he has been coming off the bench in a few of the other fixtures of Hong Kong so far. Will be a penalty against Argentina for not rolling away. Now Dylan Collier goes across to Cody Vi, the young player on his debut sevens leg. Around the side of the breakdown, wrestled down by Azad Suk. Now Sione Molia wide pass out to Rohi McGarvey-Black, who steps off his right foot. Inside ball to Molia again, just trying to keep this one alive by the looks of the Kiwis, putting the pressure on Los Pumas early in the defensive side of things. Now Leroy Carter for the corner, scores the try, and that'll be the first one of the day for the Kiwis. And I from Colombia, vamos Argentina. That's South African living in Colombia, says Neil. And there as well. And yeah, Argentina have been absolutely fantastic over the last few leagues of the Sevens. They are sitting on 108 points compared to New Zealand sitting on 120 for the overall standings. Yeah, it is going to be very interesting. See how that kind of shapes up depending on who wins this game. I was live in Colombia. Says annoying. Yo, I made a new video. Says Sammy New Sports. Going to be low drop kick there. Goes away to the left-hand side as well. Unsuccessfully converted. Made his debut only in Singapore 2022. Already has 32 tries to his name. Looks like there is that injury that I mentioned. Except I believe it's actually Santiago Alvarez rather than Humain Schultz who has ended up with that injury. And he kind of grabbed it straight away. It's as if maybe he either broke it, dislocated, or something. But he's gone off the field. And Aotearoa says T. Score sitting 5-0 to the Kiwis. That's going to be knocked on by Rodrigo Isgro. In fact, no, they've said that it's gone backwards off the knee And that's going to be the penalty to New Zealand in the breakdown, putting on early pressure. Now, something that Argentina were able to do up against the Samoans was they were able to keep the ball out of the Samoans' hands. Whereas in this game, New Zealand are doing that to Argentina. And I'm about to play golf, so bye. Says Sam Henry Sports. See you later. Not sure whether or not we have still got that Super Rugby Pacific with your Hurricanes playing, whether or not George is going to be coming around. But if not, we will be doing Samoa versus Australia during that window instead. Let's go for Maneta. And at the moment, Marcos Maneta might not be too far away from ending up with that ball. It's going to be a clean turnover, though, from Cody Vi. Drops the ball, gives it back into the hands of Fraha. Here's the man who made his way off the bench for Santiago Alvarez. Luciano Gonzalez breaks through 2 tackles. And this is the type of man who actually enjoys running at defenders rather. Oh, he's lying flat on his back here, though. Is he all right? They're going to take the quick tap here. Argentina hardly moving Luciano Gonzalez. Azutsuk gets the try, which will give Los Pumas more than likely the lead in this game. But Luciano Gonzalez, I don't know what happened to him because he was running down the wing. He was fine. And then it's this last contact between him and Rockali Soa. He gets him. Oh, yeah, no, I can see why he wasn't moving much. He smacked his head extremely hard on the back, down onto the turf. Like they said, he was a bit groggy, so that is why he was staying down and well. What a fend. And also New Zealand coming, or New Zealand Fiji coming, says Rakesh. A possible option for the final, of course. Most tournament tackles so far is Azutsuk sitting at the top of the bunch with Steve Thomasine, Leroy Carter, and Joe Schroeder all behind him. Right. Gonzalez looks like he's going to be all right. There's also an injury for Fraha, and I believe that was Rodrigo Isgro also has a little bit of a injury of some sort for Los Pumas. So they are running low on players at the moment. If all of those guys did end up coming off, looks like Gonzalez wants to continue. Just got a bit dazed. The Warriors or the Sharks, says Tahana. It's a tricky one. I think the last time I said the Warriors were going to win by a little bit, they did, but I don't know whether or not I can get it right twice in a row. So we'll go with Warriors, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, Fraha, the replacement for Alvarez, is now going off the field for Los Pumas. They will have to make another change. Hope that they make it through this match with players remaining. That was great work from Israel again to slap that ball back. Oh, not too happy there. A bit of push and shove there between a couple of players. I believe that would have been Graziano, only recently made his way onto the field. But at the end of the day, the Kiwi did just grab him by his collar and not let him go. Kicks it in behind for Narohi McGarvey. Black does well to still manage to find that offload back to Rockali Soa. Going to be play on. Offload it back again. Leroy Carter ends up with it for the Kiwis. I should mention that kick was actually unsuccessfully converted for Los Pumas. So it does make the score 5-all at this point rather than being 5-7. Good step there from Sione Molly. A good pace shown. He'll break through. It'll be a nice, easy conversion for the Kiwis as well. So that will now make their score 12 points to 5 over Argentina. I should mention, once again, whoever wins this game goes on to face up against either Spain or France in the semi-final. The loser of this game will go head-to-head with their other side. It was a great step from Sione Molly, though. Good acceleration shown when he got through Azutsuk, who is leading the competition. 4 tackles made. Wasn't able to make that one, though. And Molly does score the second try of the match for New Zealand. On the other side of the draw, though, we have got USA taking on Great Britain and Fiji. They will be taking on South Africa. That is a massive game. We'll be covering that one on the channel as well. That kick is successful. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Now 12 points to 5. Whoever wins has an easy path to the final, says Hanoi. Although Spain have pushed New Zealand before, we must remember. And also France. I mean, it looks like an easier path per se, but sometimes France can be one of those bogey teams in the comp. But they'll certainly prefer this side than having to face up against someone like a South Africa or a Fiji. New Zealand, they've actually already had to do that when they did go through to the quarterfinals. Had to go head-to-head with, I believe it was, in fact, sorry, this is the quarterfinal. My apologies. But yeah, they had to go head-to-head with Argentina, which was one of the top sides on that side of the pool. Going to go over the head of Graziano. In fact, it is now Lizazu also out there on the field as well for Los Pumas. Speaking of loss, they are losing meters in the process. Little bit of a mistake. 10 meters out from his own line here. New Zealand trying to get him the breakdown. Does end up giving away the penalty. Interesting Argentina, and they playing great. Says Vinny there, and below Hamish says Vinny in there as well. I would say, though, whoever wins this game and whoever wins Fiji, South Africa, whoever one of those two sides, I think, are winning the comp. For Hong Kong, South Africa have never actually won here in Hong Kong for the gold medal, which is a bit of a fun fact, but also not a fun fact for South Africa. They will be wanting to change the very near future. Now it is going to be a line out in favour of Argentina. Gaston Ravo, 45 metres out from Los Pumas line. Throws the ball in. Nicely taken by Lazazo. They can score now. They are definitely still in the hunt for the second half. Gaston Ravo. We have hardly seen Marcos Maneta, though, I should mention. Big tackle attempted by New Zealand. Now in the midfield. I have to say that with them taking Luciano Gonzalez off the field as well, that has taken away that explosive kind of power that they did have initially. Definitely with Humain Schultz also missing now on the lineup. Azatsuk get hard at a tackle by Naurohi. Makavi Black, who does get a leg and drives him down into the turf, going off to the left-hand side. Here comes Marcos Maneta. Goes across now to Graziano. Taken down again. Being told to stay on side. Cody Vi. Looks like he's all right in that breakdown, but they have gone to a knee. Oh, the turnover's good, though. They win the penalty in the process, New Zealand. Now, they are normally a side, I was going to say, that normally like to keep this game going. And Rockali Soa breaks through the line after the quick tap. Looks like he should be able to get the try, and he does. And that will be the third of the match now for New Zealand. Unlike some teams, the Kiwis in that scenario, even if they're on their own 22, they look for that next attack, even after the halftime siren, which is something that sometimes leads to them getting points, but other times does lead to them conceding. This time it's worked out. Morning, boys and girls, says Kerr. And there as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. I believe it's about 9 a.m. or somewhere around there in Phuket at the moment. Now, I have some news, Kerr. We may or may not be doing that Hurricanes 4 stream. It depends. I think George, he may be coming in for the first half, if we're lucky. We might have a George for half of a match rather than a full game, but we are hoping to do that game between the sides, Western Force and the Hurricanes. Plus, we haven't actually done a Western Force game at this point, but yeah, I think worst comes to worst, we might have half a game, which it would be a bit rough, but yeah, we'll see how we're going. Hopefully half a game, at least. I'd like to do 80 minutes, though, but it will depend on George. Now, 14 points difference between the two sides. 10 a.m. you're close. Oh, not too bad of a guess. It's effing unreal, eh? Was the comment from the Kiwi huddle, which I believe translates, for anyone who doesn't know a bit of Kiwi slang, means that was a very good first half. Almost an unbelievable first half for the Kiwis, which is the point of it being unreal, eh? But Luciano Gonzalez, it looks like he's still pretty alert. In fact, he's passed his HIA, so he will be able to continue this match. He'll have a big headache tomorrow. No, Mum says, Robert, Mum is currently golfing, but if she is home in time, okay, we might have a Mum for that part. So, yeah, we might be good. We might have our replacements for the subs. We might have the rolling subs for that live stream once again. Now, New Zealand, 8 tackles made, 3 missed tackles, 5 for Argentina, 3 missed tackles there as well. But yeah, she was away golfing, although it has started raining. So she said that she is going to be back in about 30 minutes or so. Ty today stayed up for the Glasgow Day game. Did they go? Please tell me they went all right, Kerr. I'm going to feel bad if they lost, but who were they playing? They have a tough game, Glasgow, which of course I should know because of course I watch all Glasgow's games, don't I? Or I will in the future anyway. One of their quarterfinal games we've got covered on the channel. Like I said, one of their quarterfinals is if you get multiple quarterfinal matches Oh, Rocaliso, he wasn't sounding happy with that one, but it's just travel the 10. But Marcos Manetta now kicks it in behind. One of his specialties is grubbering that ball to the try line, but it looks like it's gone a bit wonky for him. Dylan Collier tries to get back to clean up. May have been a knock on from Manetta on the ground, but the ball out the back, it's knocked on from Iskro. It was a certain try, but he makes the mistake. Jeez. 73 to 33. I thought that the game 50 to 35 was high scoring. 73, but they would have been scoring every 5 minutes, wouldn't they? Something like that. That's like 10 tries. Maybe more if they miss conversions. That would have been an entertaining game. Now 10 metres out from the line. New Zealand will have themselves the scrum feed. 6 minutes remaining. Oh, so Hooker scored 5 tries. Oh, geez. So rolling maul day then. Just around the side, pretty much rolling maul. Boom, down he goes. Down he goes. Yeah, good day to be a number 2 in rugby. I was going to say good day to be another, like the position, but it sounds dodgy, doesn't it? Oh, close. Leroy Carter. Wrestled down again. Now Sionet Molia finds the offload to Cody Vi. Another step. Marcos Manetta putting the pressure on. New Zealand having 2 men jumping on that ball, and they'll give away the penalty in the process. The player leaving his feet in the breakdown. That was against Dylan Collier. New Zealand won their last matchup against Argentina in the Los Pumas. Los Angeles final. 22 points to 12. Was a little while away. I believe that was the leg before Vancouver, whereas when it was the Hamilton Sevens, we did see Argentina being the Kiwis on New Zealand soil for the last ever time. Worth a watch of the highlight reel. Leinster did well too. Yeah, I did see that Leinster got themselves the victory over Ulster. They'll be happy with that. La Rochelle had a hard-fought victory over Gloucester, but they got there in the end. And then I think that was most of the games, wasn't it? Is there any that we're missing? There might have been one other game, but I know that Montpellier Exeter Chiefs has taken place tonight. Toulouse versus the Bulls also tonight, and then there is another one tonight. I think that's Ospreys Saracens happening as well. Now line out throw in favour of Los Pumas. Brady Rush out there on the field now for New Zealand. But we mentioned about those Argentinian injuries that they had earlier on in this match. It may end up costing them later on in the competition if they do advance through to the semi-finals. Then the finals, that's going to be a free kick to New Zealand, taking too long to be able to throw that one in for Los Pumas. They've just had a few too many, I guess you could say, basic errors in this match. Another offload, great tackle made onto Paya Kuxera, stolen by Azad Sok, and now it's available again for Argentina, trying to break the line. Fraha is running on an injured ankle, I believe. Is making his way out onto the field for Santiago Alvarez. Yeah, he's really struggling. He's not in support here. I think he's either rolled it or something earlier on, and it's still playing on him. Azad Sukto hitting the ears back. Argentina 20 meters out from the line. Awkward bounce of the ball. Sits up beautifully for Iskro, one of the standout players for Argentina as of late. I can't remember what my score prediction was in my preview for this game. That's going to be now Fraha trying his absolute best to run on one leg and help his side towards a semi-final. It's the long pass, goes out to Thomas Lazazu, and that will be the try for Argentina. They're back in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. Lyon Veste Francais, says que vamos a Argentina. And also Viejo, is that how I would say that? Maybe Messi Te Amo. And also Argentina wins a goal. Argentina says Vinny and Juan in there. And that's a nice wide cutout pass. This kick is crucial. They get this one over, will help them out massively. And wow. There's Vinny there. Yeah, nice ball on the outside. Just no numbers left for New Zealand. The kick is missing. Okay, so Argentina, either way, now still need to score 2 more tries or a try and then maybe a penalty if they do get the opportunity late in a contest. But they would first of all need their converted try to help them out. It's going to be kicked off short by Palandini. Specialty of Los Pumas throughout this Sevens competition has been retaining their own kickoff with it just going the 10. That one's just gone about 9.5. Now New Zealand with the free kick from the halfway line. The next game that we are covering on the channel will be the matchup taking place between the South Africans and the Fijians. That is at 2:48 p.m. New Zealand time, so 28 minutes till we find out the winner of that quarterfinal. Also, the winner of this game will face France or Spain. That is the next game that has taken place for the Sevens, but we have got that little break in between while we do set up some of the other live streams, definitely with Super Rugby just around the corner as well. But to play Cook Savage, ready to go here for New Zealand. Line breaks 4 compared to the 3 of Argentina. New Zealand running down the clock. Yeah, every chance that they get, they'll use up a little bit more time. If they get a penalty, I wouldn't be surprised if they take 10 seconds to decide what they want to do. Then kick it into touch, although Brady rushed now for the corner inside ball. It's going to be the try for, I believe it is going to be Xavier Tavita Harris has scored the try, or Tito Harris, sorry, I should say. Scores the first try for himself in his Sevens career. And it's only 18 years of age. They've just mentioned upvote the video, try well, says Kerr there. So that might put just enough of a lead on the board for New Zealand if they do convert this, that is. If they don't convert it, then if we see 2 Argentinian converted tries, we will be going to golden point time in this quarterfinal match. See the celebrations on the faces of the crowd there for the Kiwis. You see quite a bit of support already there for the Fijians. We get closer to their matchup. It's away to the right-hand side. 1 minute and 3 seconds remain in this contest. Argentina down by 14. All right, great game, Argentina. Says Vinny there. Looks like New Zealand might be heading towards a 2-match winning streak up against Los Pumas. My clock shows 30 seconds left, says Kerr. You may be just a little bit further ahead of me, perhaps, as I am watching on Sky Sport now rather than Sky, which does have about that 30-second delay. But that is now going to be the penalty in favour of New Zealand, and they will now look to slow this one down. Like I mentioned, take 10 seconds to decide what you want to do and then kick that ball into touch. In fact, I've decided to go for the scrum instead here, New Zealand. That kid, he is an All Black supporter. It looks like he doesn't quite know what's going on, but I'm sure he's very happy that New Zealand are making it through to the semi-final. I'm watching Sport 24. Says Kerr there. So, yeah, we've currently got 7 seconds left for myself on the clock. Ball fed in by New Zealand. Flicked off to the short side, trying to be a bit too fancy there. New Zealand, though, they will kick it into touch, not wanting to risk any injuries in this fixture. They do win it 24 points to 10. They'll be moving through to the semi-final to face either France or Spain. But our next game, like I mentioned, it will be kicking off in about 25 minutes' time. We will be covering that one between Fiji and South Africa. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one. I was about to say, but we have got Frank here saying good afternoon, sir. So I don't want to leave you hanging, Frank. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are keeping well. I'm getting nervous for Fiji and South Africa up there soon. Cheers, Vinny. Yeah, it's going to be a big match up. Big match coming here, though. France versus Spain. Spain are always underdogs in the majority of their fixtures, sometimes cause big upsets. France, more than likely, wanting to book themselves another spot in a semi-final up against the Kiwis. Yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.